Hey guys, it's Bella here. We are back for another book review. So we've got quite a few books to review this time because it's been a minute since I've done a book review because a lot's been going on lately. But yeah, so we've got 4 books to review today. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So this one's called Someone We Know by Shiari LaPena. It says, it's a quiet, leafy suburb in upstate New York. A teenager's been sneaking into houses and into owners' computers as well, learning their secrets and maybe sharing some of them too. Who is he, and what might have he uncovered? After 2 anonymous letters are received, whispers start to circulate, and suspicious mounts, and when a woman down the street is found murdered, the tension reaches the breaking point. Who killed her, and who knows more than they're telling? And how far will all these nice people go to protect their own secrets? In this neighborhood, it's not just the husbands and wives who play games. Here, everyone in the family has something to hide. So, I would give this book literally a 10 out of 10. The fucking back-to-back twists was fucking phenomenal. I, literally, was reading this at work and was just pacing back and forth, and as soon as I, uncovered everything, my jaw was on the fucking floor. Pretty much starts out where everyone in this suburban group are, all friendly with each other and all neighborly, so they kind of know one another, and, all the wives are in, a book group, or, what's it called, a book study type thing, and, and it goes into each perspective of each of the wives and husbands. And it's just, oh my god, it's twist after twist, and I don't want to spoil it, but it's once you just read it and uncover, oh, this wife did something to this husband, and this husband was doing something with this wife, and that, it was fucking unreal. I cannot believe I enjoyed a book like this. I fucking love books like this where there's just twist after twist after twist, and once you find out what actually happened, you're just no words. I fucking loved it. Next is Project 17 by Lori Farah Stolers. So this one is about so this one says, high atop Hawthorne Hill, just outside of Boston, sits Danvers State Hospital, built in 1878 and closed in 1992. This abandoned mental institution is rumored by the birthplace of lobotomy. Locals have believed the place to be haunted, and they tell the stories about the unmarked graves on the premises, of the cold winds felt throughout its underground tunnels. And then there's the treasures found inside, eerie remnants of its former patients, journals, hair combs, bars of soap, and even old medical records. All that's left behind for trespassers to view. On the eve of the hospital's demolition, 6 teens break in to spend their night and film the movie about their adventures. For Derek, it's an opportunity to win a filmmaking contest and save himself from a future of flipping burgers at his parents' diner. For the others, it's a chance to be on TV or a night with no parents. But it starts with a playful dare, quickly escalates into a frenzy of nightmarish action. Behind the crumbling walls and down every dark passageway, these high schoolers will unravel the mysteries of those who lived here and the spirits who still might. So I'll give this a 6 out of 10. It was kind of short-lived and a short read. It wasn't it didn't go quite into depth of anything, and I feel it could have been better if it was written longer, but it was kind of just too short of it felt weird to end it off where it did. It wasn't bad. I mean, I definitely did enjoy reading it. Of course, again, it goes into different perspectives of, there's 6 different people in here, so it goes into the perspectives of all that. So you'll get to know each of their point of views of what's going on, what they're thinking about, and, all that good stuff. It also wasn't, scary. It kind of wasn't even, wasn't even, spooky, as far as, a haunted place goes. It wasn't that great. I mean, it's just, you just read a bunch of teenagers breaking into a place and some weird shit happens, but other than that, it's not the greatest thing I've read when it comes to paranormal, but I didn't hate it, it's probably not a book I read again. I'm probably gonna give this to Goodwill, but because I have a lot of books at this point that I'm gonna give away, which is a good thing. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. It's just felt kind of boring and short-lived, but you know. Next is the Ivies. So this one says, Olivia always knew the Ivies were ruthless. Not the Ivy League universities, the Ivies. 5 senior girls at Claflin High Academy who will stop at nothing to get in their college of their dreams. Olivia should know she's one of them. In this elite clique, ambition reigns and sabotage is part of the game. But when one of the Ivies is found dead hours after getting into Harvard, Olivia begins to question how far her friends are willing to go, and with the murderer on the loose, will Olivia's own acceptance letter become her death sentence? This is by Alexa Dawn, by the way. I would give this an 8 out of 10. This was also really good. Again, it's pretty much about just a scavenger hunt of mysteries where you have to find out who the killer was and what the fuck happened, and these detectives go around and ask all the students of the Ivies of what happened, and then Olivia is somehow, like, left out of, like, all the rest of the bad shit all the Ivies did, and it ended good. I really did enjoy this. This was a fun book, and, yeah, I mean, I can't really say much more about it. It's just about these cops trying to investigate what the hell happened, and everything comes out. It was super good. And last but not least is a book called Too Close to Breathe by Olivia Kiernan. So it says, in a quiet Dublin suburb with her pristine home, Eleanor Castellio is found hanging from a rope. Detective Chief Superintendent Frankie Sheehan would be more than happy to declare it a suicide. 4 months earlier, Frankie's pursuit of a killer almost ended her life, and she isn't keen on investigating another homicide. But the autopsy reveals poorly healed bones and old stab wounds, absent from medical records. A new cut is carefully deliberately covered in paint. Eleanor's husband is missing. A search of new couple's home reveals only 2 signs of personality. A much-loved book on art and laptop with access to the dark web. With the suspect pool growing, the carefully crafted profile of the victim is crumbling with each new lead, and a mysterious calls to Frankie's phone, implying that the killer is closer than anyone would like. Frankie can't help but feel that something doesn't fit. And when another woman is found murdered, the same paint of a corpse, Frankie knows that is unraveling Eleanor's life. It's the only way to find the murderer before he claims another victim. When he finishes the fate, Frankie had only just managed to escape. So I think I'd also give this a 5 or 6 out of 10. It wasn't the most interesting read that I've read. Most interesting read that I've read. Read that I've read. I don't know how that sentence goes. Anyways, I don't know. I was kind of mostly just bored while reading it, and you know, you would think this would be right up my alley because it's like, oh, more detective shit. But I don't know, something about this one just didn't really click for me. And that's nothing against the author or anything. Like all the books that I do like on a lower spectrum of rating, I have nothing against the authors. I don't even think I could publish any good story in my life because, well, it'd have to be an original, so I can't really have my fan fiction. So maybe towards my horror stories, maybe, but it probably would never be as good as any of this, but you never know. But I don't know, something about this just didn't click. I mean, like, it had to do with, like, Eleanor abusing her husband and poisoning him, and then somehow there was this other dude that ended up killing her and some other chick, and because they found each other on the dark web, the dark web, and didn't even explain much about the dark web, just that it's the dark web and it's crazy shit's on there, and like, because the paint was poison, and they thought it was the husband, and then the husband ended up dead. It just, I don't know, it didn't really captivate. My man finished it. I'm not one to DNF if I'm really not interested into it. There's only one book that I DNF'd, but I don't know, something about this just didn't click. So it was kind of hard to cipher, like, to get through. I mean, it ended good, I think. Yeah, it ended good because she went through some shit and is healing and whatever, but I don't know. I don't know why I couldn't get into this one, so that's probably another book I'm gonna give to Goodwill. But I mean, other than that, none of these were really bad. The next book I'm reading called That's Not What Happened by Cody Keplinger. It's about a school shooting and school massacre and shit about the truth coming out that people are faking and whatnot. And then next is You'd Be Home by Now by Kathleen Glasgow, and I am already going to assume this book's going to be great because I fucking adore Kathleen Glasgow. I think she's also up there with Natalie D. Richards and Aaron Hunter, of course, but I'm going to enjoy those two, and yeah. So that is basically it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. You know what to do. Everything's down in the description. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.